Hi guys. For anybody new, I'm Susan, an intuitive, a healer, an empath. I'm on here really talking about my experiences right now, the messages that are coming through for the collective, how we can move through these challenging times, the things that are happening, what they mean, why are they important. Really, I came on today. I wanted to follow up on my video from Monday, from earlier this week. It was about uncomfortable energies, having a bad day, and it being okay to do that. So I wanted to come back in and just, for those that are picking up on energy, how different does my energy seem to you today? Monday was a hard day for me. I'm very triggered by the political situation in this country. If you're not triggered by it, then, don't be put off because I'm not going to focus on that. It's more about the bigger picture of things. I know that not everybody shares my opinion. That's part of the journey we're all on. But for me, the inauguration was hard. It's like the election was hard. You have so much hope, so much expectation for what can come, and suddenly it's just gone. In the build up to the inauguration, you're like, surely something has to happen. Something has to stop this. If we're moving towards the light, how can something that to me seems so destructive and dark be pushed forward in this way? And then nothing happens. And you get your hopes up, and then whatever you've done everything you could do. Nothing changed. It makes you feel powerless. It makes you feel like things are so far out of your control that you can't, these things that are so much a part of your life, that control so much of your life, can be so much out of your control, and you just have to watch it happen. And it's a wound, it's a triggering, it's a trauma, whether it be from this lifetime, from past lifetimes. A lot of us probably have had lifetimes and we've got big traumas. We came here to heal these things, to move past them, and these events give us an opportunity to do that. It's not comfortable. It doesn't feel good. But when you can acknowledge it, when you can recognize it, it can really help you to move past it. You can have tools that can help you, and it doesn't resolve the situation, but it helps you to focus on your own energy, to recognize how it impacts you, how it can help you, how you can grow from it. Which I know sometimes whatever it is that's going on in your life, it can seem overwhelming. It can seem that there's no way around it. And that's the times when you have to honor your feelings, when you have to look at it and just go, okay, well, what do I need? What does my energy need? And on Monday, I gave myself quiet time. I went outside. I spent time in nature. I just did the things that felt right to me. I made myself nice food. I just treated myself well. Tuesday was a quiet day. I felt a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of frustration. It's hard to watch things that raise fear in you. I'm watching things happen in the world around me that to me are just wrong, and I can't see how other people can be okay with it, yet I know that they are. I went back to previous information that's been given about taking action. How do you step forward? Because you see all these comparisons now about the rise of something that's trying to take people's autonomy, take their power. And you see these posts, people like, this is what's happened in the past. If nobody does anything, if people just let it happen, if you give in to these feelings of despair and of grief, then this stuff can just push forward. Nothing changes. So, for me, what I decided I would do, because there seems to be so much censorship in this country right now, was to just put some facts out there. There's a lot of people I know who don't really pay attention outside of, mainstream media, and a lot of things don't get talked about on there. So I just put a list. Here's what happened in the first day. Here's why I'm not okay, And people can look at it or not look at it. I didn't do it in a combative way. I didn't say anything mean. I didn't say anything other than the things that I already knew to be fact. I shared a couple of other things that to me were important. They were relevant. They were symbolic. And it's just things that other people may, if you're not looking for your news in more independent places, maybe you're not seeing all of what's happening. You're not aware of it. Again, if you don't want to look at it, don't look. But it triggered some people in my feed. I mean, this was my personal feed. I would never, the business is completely out of all of this. It was me personally. But it was all done with, just from an informational perspective, not giving feelings on it unless it was like, this is why this triggers me. But, somebody responded and said to me, I don't understand why you think this is such a big deal. And my heart just sank because I was like, oh God, confrontation. I don't like this. Because I could feel it, I was triggered again. And I was like, this is why they made me share about this. Because it felt like an urge to do it, something that was important. And I struggled with it because I was like, oh, I don't want to engage with this. I don't want to get into this. So I went and I did something else, something nice in 3D, like putting away the laundry. And I came back to it and I was like, you know what? This is the opportunity to just, do what I've been talking about. So I just responded and I was like, this is important to me because of this, this, and this. But if you don't feel that way, that's fine. Realistically to me, it's everybody's on their path. Everybody can have their opinion. Does it impact how I will feel about that person in the future? Yes. But that's my wound, but it's a boundary. Because part of me was like, oh, I just want to back away from this and be like, oh, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But at the same point, it's a big deal. These things are important. And if these are things that relate to your moral values, to the things that you just believe are human decency, why back down from it? Own your feelings, own the way that you are, but you don't need to be confrontational about it. Just, I said my piece. They responded and was like, okay, I still don't get it, but, if that's what you want to talk about. And I could have responded to it again. And I was like, you know what? I think, I don't want to be in this energy. I responded. I did it in a respectful way, but I upheld my boundaries. I defended my point of view without being aggressive about it, without pushing my agenda on somebody else. When you're sharing like that, people have a choice. Do you want to listen to it or do you not? Unfriend me, block me, just turn off my posts for 30 days. Do whatever you want. You have the choice. You don't have to engage with it. But taking action helped me. It made me feel like I was doing something because I do know people around me who just do not pay attention. They're caught up in, it sounds wrong. People just, watching videos of people blow up bananas or some, put on makeup, something that's just is outside, escapist and away from what's actually happening. So that was helpful to me. I mean, I had a quiet day. I went outside. I just sat with my feelings. I let myself work through these emotions. And then today I woke up and I was tired. I didn't sleep very well. But I was like, I'm going to take a bath instead of a shower. And I was in there for like 2 hours. I just relaxed and I came out of it and I feel better. I set the intention for the water to help to clear my energy, to lift this from me. And I came out of that and I just felt different. I felt clearer because the information and the way things were coming is just trust. This is all part of something so much bigger. When, we're in these Aquarian energies now, and it's going to make the darkness rise. It's going to make the things that we struggle with, the things that need to change, rise up. It doesn't mean that things are always going to be the way we hope they will be. It doesn't mean we don't have to go through uncomfortable times. It's a path. It's a means to an end. And if you want to pull these things out by the root, you have to go after the roots. You can't just look at the symptoms of it. And just because we think it should play out a certain way and then get frustrated when it doesn't, that's on us. That's how we're seeing things, how we're limiting things. Because this is a much bigger scale of collective healing than we can comprehend. There's energies rising for the collective, for the earth, for each individual country. Everybody's going through something. If you're not going through it yet, the chances are it is coming. Whatever it is that triggers you, if this situation that triggers me doesn't bother you, then there'll be something else that is important to you. We're all being given an opportunity to heal and an opportunity to work on ourselves as well as to work with the collective energies. Again, I've been sending healing every day to the earth. And the way they've been having me do it is just to imagine divine white light coming into the earth. I see it glowing with light, and I send it to all who choose to receive it. But the intention is for the highest possible outcome, for the highest possible path. Because that way I'm not putting any agenda onto it, any intention that is about what I know is possible or what I want to see happen. It's about coming from a more neutral place and just the highest possible timeline, the highest possible outcome. And trusting that everything is working out, that there's a lot going on that we don't know about. There's reasons for things that until it plays out, we can't see. And that's how I feel today. I feel a lot of calmness. You know, there's chaos around me, but it's part of something bigger. It's part of something that needs to happen. And my choice is how I move through it. What do I do with it? How do I advocate for other people? How do I support my community? How do I protect those that are at risk? You know, they're all things that I can do. They're all things that are a part of how you step forward in times like this. It's about finding resolution and answers, finding your way through it, doing it in the way that is right for you, instead of getting weighed down in what you can't control. Again, I know that can be hard. These are heavy energies, and there's things about this, you know, any part of this that are heartbreaking, that will bring you grief, that will make you feel devastated and rip your heart out. But it's helping you heal. It's helping you to see where your wounds are. It's giving you opportunities to react and respond in the ways you may not have in past times. To be powerful where you may in the past have sat back. You know, this, in the US again, this is the second term. How did you respond the first time versus the second time, you know? What did you accept the first time that this time you're like, I'm not doing that again? What are you willing to step forward to? How have you grown? How are you stronger? You know, but that again is true of anything in your life. If something comes up, how are you responding? How are you giving up your power or reclaiming your power? How are you responding to something? Is it something that helps you to heal? Or is it something that leaves you feeling vulnerable? Maybe that's not the right word. Something that takes your power from you. Because to be vulnerable is important, you know? The video I did on Monday, I was scared to put that live. I felt very vulnerable. You know, part of that is knowing that not everybody agrees with my opinion on it. But that doesn't mean that my opinion is any less valid. The way that I feel is the way that I feel. And you can't back away from that for the comfort of other people. Just because people that you know, people that you love, people who are important in your life may feel differently. It's not worth giving up how you feel, you know, letting go of a healing opportunity to make somebody else comfortable. So, you know, it's coming up a lot for me, so I'm talking about it, but it can relate to any area of your life. If we're giving up our power because it makes other people uncomfortable, then we're giving up our power and we're stepping away from things that can really help us. So the tools I've been using this week, again, this crystal that I had in the video on Monday. I've had this on my desk all week. I've sat with it on my lap. I've put it by my bed. It's been very comforting. But I enjoy working with crystals, so I've been using this one and the clear quartz and tourmaline that I showed on Monday I've been using as well. You know, there's something that I just find very calming about an energy like this. I've been wearing copper. A few people mentioned it from this week's videos, the energy work videos, that the copper rings that I had on. So these are the two I have on today. But sometimes I wear more than that. I wear less than that. Copper is an amplifier. It can help you to clear. It can help you to ground. I had a copper bracelet for a while, but I was having a hard time with it. It didn't feel comfortable. And then I found, actually it was a shop in England that sold these. me put them all so you can see. She had a set of 6 rings with these different patterns. I can put the link to it in the description if anybody's interested. But you know, they're like this. They're the ones that you can size as you want. But I've been finding them really helpful. When I put them on, again, like crystals, I just picture filling them with divine white light, and I thank them for helping me in the ways that they know are needed. Again, I don't, in general, like to give things direction or instructions. I don't know what their potential is. I don't know what they can help me with. But I have found these just, you know, part of it, you know, I fidget with it. I sit there and it's something to distract me. But, you know, if you find those helpful, I just wanted to bring it up since a few people had talked about them. The other thing God, my throat is a mess. Other thing I've been working on is this set of oracle cards. These ones I've had since I was traveling. Well, I took them with me when I was traveling, and I've been using them since then. But I've been pulling a few each day. Cats Against Anxiety. But you could pick any oracle deck that you feel right. This one, this one suits me right now. Suits how I'm feeling. I'm laughing because on the top of the deck it says, "I trust you." And this video really is about trusting that you're part of something bigger, trusting that you are being taken care of, trusting that your guides have your back, trusting that everything's going to be all right. It's going to work itself out. It may not do it in the way you expected, but it's going to do it. You know, everything's going to be all right. And when you can see it at the end, you're going to be like, oh my God, look at what just happened. Look at what we went through. You know, they gave me the reference the other day of the movie The Sting. It's an older movie. I think Paul Newman was in it. But it's a whole thing. If you know all these things you don't see until the end of the film, how all the pieces fall together, how it all makes sense, how without any one of these pieces, the whole would not have worked. You know, you can't clean up on a big scale without getting all of the parts of it. And how that plays out, it's not our job. You know, it's going to play out however it's going to play out, and we can't stop it and we can't change it. You know, we can choose how we move through it. We can send our light into it. We can call in the highest possible outcome. But beyond that, we don't have a whole lot of control. So I'm playing with the cards in my hand, and, you know, and now I will survive this situation. That's why I like these ones. Whenever I'm using a deck, I'll tap on them 3 times and blow on them, just an intention to clear the cards, and then shuffle them. For me, I just shuffle them until I feel ready to stop. And then I just see what's there. All right. So the cards just kind of stopped, and I got, today is a good day. I'm going to take it because it feels like a good day. You know, the heaviness I felt the last few days is helpful. You know, it's gone. I've worked through it. I know the world around me is still going through some stuff, but my energy feels better. How I am moving through it feels better. But then this too, every day you are leveling up. Be good to yourself. Exactly. Take care of your own energy, because these energies, when they're heavy like this, you can get pulled down and you can get stuck in it. But if you give yourself that focused attention, if you give yourself time, you can come at things differently. You can come at things stronger. You're not depleted. If you're sitting in anger and frustration, if you're sitting in a feeling of helplessness, you're giving your power away. And what we need right now is to be strong, to be able to move forward through this in whatever way we need to. You know, they're bringing in again, how you treat your neighbor, how you treat those around you is going to help you to feel safe. It's going to help you to feel supported. But just being aware of how these energies will affect you and choosing for yourself what you want, what you need, what it is that will help you. The next card on the deck, positivity is a choice. It is, you know, give yourself credit. You are enough. Focus on the positive. You know, that's why these cards are helping me. It's like a little pep talk every day. So it's, you know, you can use the other cards. I know the tarot deck, it's the Tower every time. The Tower card, the Justice card. It's the Tower collectively. It's the Tower for the change that are coming. And some of it will be explosive. Some of it will be illuminating. But it will come when it comes, and we have no control. So now I'm I'm laughing because a card, as I put these down, the back of the card said, take a break. And then when you turn it over, you are amazing. Like, they're building us up. They're making it fun. They're making this something that we can recognize. Just try to step out of the energies of struggle, you know, whether you're in them now or you're in them in the future. Just know there's a bigger picture, there's a bigger purpose, and this is a time for growing and for learning, you know. If you choose not to stick in the challenge of it, there's no knowing where it can go. So I think that's really what I wanted to say today, to send love to you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all that you are doing, for being such a light. I'm going to bring this card back again. You guys are amazing. And just, you know, have your bad days when you need them and then move on. Okay.